Howdy y'all, and welcome back to another Nightcore store video. My name is Josh, and today we're looking at the Nightcore NPL-25, a compact rail-mounted tactical flashlight that fits on most compact and full-size pistols. This delivers a maximum output of 900 lumens and a throw of 278 yards. With a peak beam intensity of 16,000 candelas, the NPL-25 provides an intense spotlight and ample floodlight simultaneously, offering clear visibility of both distant and nearby surroundings for any tactical scenarios. There's also a plethora of quality of life features that help with the safety and effectiveness of the firearm the NPL-25 is attached to. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check this light out. Alright, and now unboxing the NPL-25 up here on the table. First off, we have the NPL-25 itself, and it comes included with its 500 milliamp hour battery. You have your safety warnings up here as well. And then the charging cable and your screws, the Glock tooth, and an Allen wrench. All right, and now let's take a close-up look at the NPL-25. This has the UHI-20 emitter coming from Night Labs, which is an emitter specifically designed for Nightcore flashlights. And over here on the left side of the light is the tightening screw, and then to the left of that is going to be the rail adjustment button. So whenever you press it in, the teeth drop, so that way you can adjust the little tooth up here, and then whenever you release, they slide back into place and that tooth isn't going anywhere. And then moving on to the back of the light, we have these side switches, power buttons, power pedals, whatever they're called. You press them and the light turns on. And then at the bottom of the light, this is going to be the 500 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, which is detachable by sliding the slide down right here. And then you can also access the battery indicator lights by pressing this button here, and it will give you a quad LED display of how much power is left. And now how to mount / operate the NPL-25. What I did first was completely loosen this screw here, so that way the rail channel is going to be completely open, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But I have this replica of the Glock 17, and what I do is I line up this tooth with this little rail mounting right here, and then I slide it on over, and you can press on the screw in order to get it completely over. And now that it's on and that tooth is in place there, for demonstration's sake, what I like to do is, with the railing still loose, just put that all the way up against the trigger guard, or if you want it a little bit more space, you can press on it and really get as far or as close away from it as you want. Obviously, make sure that your firearm, it does not have anything in the chamber, as you're going to be manipulating it a lot and a misfire would be bad. But once you have it on, you can just adjust it where you like, and once it snaps in place, you can go ahead and tighten it with a washer or something like that. And it makes a very nice ratcheting sound whenever you're tightening it down. I like it a little bit of clearance in between the back of the light and the trigger guard, so that way it's a little bit more of a reach and I don't accidentally activate it. You're ready to start operating. So first, you just hit the switch, not the switch on the Glock, ATF, leave my dogs alone, but the side switch of the light, and it turns on, and then you hit it again and it turns off. If you were to press and hold, it's a momentary on, and so as long as you're applying pressure, it'll stay on, but the moment that you release pressure, it'll go off. If you just give it a click, it'll stay on, and then give it a click again, it'll stay off. And operation is really just that easy. And now for my favorite part, the specs. The NPL-25 is going to have a 900 lumen output with a 278 yard throw, which will go for 35 minutes. It has a 16,000 candela intensity with 1 meter of impact resistance and an IPX6 waterproof rating. I have the dimensions here on screen, and it weighs in at 2.33 ounces. As of the recording of this video, here are all the handguns that are going to be compatible with the NPL-25. However, in the future, we would recommend using Handgun Hero. It's an awesome website where you can line up the handguns next to each other in 3D space. It's really cool to make sure that your NPL will serve your handgun right. And now, as for my personal thoughts on the Nightcore NPL-25, for this size of a compact mounted light, I can't find any other lights on the market that are going to be this bright and have this good of a throw, and frankly, it has my favorite beam shape as well. Like I mentioned in the specs, this has a range of 278 yards, and at 7 yards, which is the most common engagement range, this will light up somebody's entire torso, giving you a pretty good frame of reference for where your bullet is going to land. The 35-minute runtime isn't going to bother me, as this is designed for self-defense firearms, and if you need to defend yourself for more than 35 minutes, you have another problem than just your light running out of juice. The fact that this doesn't have a low, higher strobe is fine with me. It makes the operation very simple, and it lights up your line of sight very nicely, so it doesn't need to be any fancier than what it is. And I think one of the main draws of this light is going to be the fact that you can charge the battery without taking the light off of the firearm. So that way you can store this safely and then have this charging on your nightstand or what have you, and then it's super easy to just mount back on, rather than having to physically take this off and charge it, and then you have to, tighten it back down with your screw or an Allen wrench or anything like that. Or if it has a charging pad like some of the Olight mounted lights, you have to take the gun out of the safe where there's no outlet and charge it on your nightside table where the firearm is not secure. And so this is a very nice middle ground that I think a lot of people are going to like, especially when new batteries come out or replacement batteries, so that way you can have spares just laying around. Now, as for some future improvements of this light, I would love for it to get up to that IP68 gold standard with 2 meters of drop resistance, and a USB-C port for the battery would be amazing. The way it is now, it uses a 3-pin system. Here, let me get you in close. And at the moment, if you lose the cord that it comes with, you can't use the battery. You have to get a new cord. So having a USB-C port would be amazing. Also, I wish that there was a way you could access this button to show the battery level left while the battery was attached to the light, because at the moment, there's no way to do this. However, with all my kind of complaints in mind, there is a such thing as over-engineering, and one thing that I like about this mounted light is how simple it is, so all of it can be taken with a grain of salt. So what are y'all's thoughts on this new mounted light coming from Nitecore? I am definitely not an authority figure whenever it comes to firearms, and so I'd love to hear your opinion on the NPL 25. And that's going to just about do it on all I have to say on the NPL 25 coming from Nitecore. Thank you for sticking around here till the end, liking and subscribing, and we will see you in the next one.